All right, hey, Shalom Makyam. First and foremost, with this thing. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakak, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. We are the Hebrew Israelites, which consists of the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, West Indians, and Haitians. And according to Holy Scriptures, we're God's chosen people. Shalom to all the brothers out there, push his knowledge and sincerity and truth. Shalom to the few sisters, and shalom to the Israelite foreigners who are scattered abroad. What you're looking at is a true depiction of the one eagerly called Jesus Christ, whose real name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shai, and the Heavenly Father name is Yahweh, the one eagerly called God of Jehovah, and they are so-called black men according to the scriptures. Coming back at you with another lesson. Today's lesson is going to be based upon envy not the oppressor or the wicked. Because what I'm about to show you, this video that I saw earlier this week, I was meaning to do a video, and then I finally got some time, just got off work to get it done. It says 10 billionaires who are now broke. So now these billionaires, so-called billionaires, majority of them got their riches by the fraud and deceit. And guess what? That's how the so-called white man gets down, who are the biblical Edomites. That's how he was able to obtain power in this world from the fraud, deceit, and lies and deception. So this is a good example what's going to happen to the whole elite families eventually when the Yahweh Bashim Yahushai decide to lay the crackdown on them, which is happening right now. Ultimately, when our Lord and Savior shows up in ships, they're going to be brought down to the pit, man. So I'm not going to play all this video. I'll play some of it. You can check it out for yourself. Because the so-called white race is going down, man. Billionaires losing their billions, and that's crazy. But check it out. Hey, the scriptures say the first shall be last, and the last shall be first, man.
Though billionaire status is becoming increasingly common, it's hard to imagine amassing such a prodigious fortune over the course of a human lifetime. Most individuals who have the skill or luck to stockpile this much money manage to invest it wisely and build generational wealth. But others don't have the business acumen to maintain their fortunes. Today we're looking at billionaires who lost it all. Alan Stanford is a Texas native who ran the second biggest Ponzi scheme of all time. Though he made off with an absolutely incredible sum of money, he was discovered a mere 2 months after Bernie Madoff, and thus did not make the same headlines. But unlike the victims of Bernie Madoff, who have gotten back large chunks of their principal, the 18,000 customers of Stanford have recovered practically nothing. In total, he stole more than $8 billion and remained unchallenged because he donated millions of dollars to politicians in both the United States and the Caribbean. Initially, judges ruled that insurance companies were liable to pay $65 million to the victims of this terrible scheme, but in the end, they voided this ruling. After the SEC raided Stanford's offices in 2009, his business empire was essentially shut down. While Stanford claimed the accounts were backed by solid assets and posted returns that consistently beat the market, the SEC alleged the entire operation was a fraud that financed Stafford's lavish lifestyle. He's now serving a 110-year sentence for his misdeeds, but the bottom line is that his victims, many of them elderly retirees, will never see a penny of their money back.
See that, man? That's fucking nuts. This is the MO of the so-called white race, man. To defraud you. But the whole thing backfired on them. That's how this whole rulership of the so-called white man is backfiring as we speak.
Björgólfur Gudmundsson was once Iceland's richest man. He became Iceland's second billionaire after his own son. He was at one time the majority owner and chairman of the now nationalized Icelandic bank Landsbanki, the second largest company in Iceland. He was ranked by Forbes magazine in March 2008 as the 1,014th richest person in the world, with a net worth of $1.1 billion. In the 1990s, he was sentenced to 12 months in prison and suspended for 2 years for bookkeeping offenses, having faced around 450 charges. He went to Russia, remade his fortune, and returned to Iceland, where he also had interests in shipping, publishing, food, communications, and property. Fast forward to 2009, when he was $759 million in debt. It was the largest bankruptcy filing in Icelandic history. Essentially, Landsbanki was hit by the credit crunch that rolled the financial industry in 2009, and Gudmundsson lost everything. Although they were both implicated in the Panama Papers, his son is still a billionaire. It It reads almost like a cliche movie plot. The sad tale goes like this. A beautiful young woman marries a billionaire, divorces, and uses her hefty settlement to strike out into a celebrated business, only to lose it all. Rather than a contrived film plot, this is the real-life story of Patricia Kluge. Her former husband, John Kluge, was a legendary businessman who at one point was the richest man in the world. Born in Chemnitz, Germany, he eventually became a media mogul and made a huge $4 billion fortune in 1986 after selling his production company to 20th Century Fox. Patricia Kluge married the billionaire John Kluge, 34 years her senior, in 1981. Their jet-setting life became a myth among the ultra-rich. And when Kluge divorced her in 1990, she walked away with $1 billion and their family home. Kluge's plan was to use their Virginia estate as a vineyard and establish the area as the California of the East Coast. She took out millions of dollars of loans to accomplish this, and obviously Virginia did not become the epicenter of fine wines. Deeply in debt, Kluge sold her winery to future President Donald Trump.
I'm Amy, and this is Piper. Say hey, Piper. Hey, Piper. Get out of here now. Okay, so we're about to get savage up in here, because I'm going to tell you.
He still owns the property and allowed Kluge to work there for 1 year before firing her. As of 2008, Sean Quinn was the richest man in Ireland with a wealth of roughly $5 billion. Only 3 years later, he was filing for bankruptcy. When he was only 14 years old, he dropped out of school in order to borrow 100 pounds and sell gravel. This eventually became a massive conglomerate with arms in construction, banking, and healthcare. Quinn became a legend for Irish people during the 90s when he allegedly punched a British soldier who tried to detain him at a checkpoint. This goodwill served him when he lost the entirety of his fortune on bad banking investments. In the end, he served a small period of jail time and was released for good behavior. He still doesn't have another business empire, but he continues to try and attract lucrative investments. He was recently in the news because gangsters beat the director of his company and claimed that Quinn was threatening the conglomerate to allow him back on the board. Quinn vehemently denies these claims, but it's clear that he has fallen from grace.
This is gonna be
Alberto Villar is another billionaire who led a life of crime. He made his fortune investing in tech stocks, but in 2008 he was convicted of money laundering. For Mr. Villar, who lived in a luxury apartment with marble floors and a large bronze statue of Mozart, the fall from grace was swift. He was a legendary arts patron and had a particular penchant for opera. But after the revelation that he had defrauded thousands of people, the arts community responded with a unified front. The Met took his name off its grand tier. The Royal Opera House at Covent Garden in London removed Villar from its Laurel Hall, and the Salzburg Festival took his picture out of its programs. Finally, a judge sentenced him to 9 years in prison for his role in a $22 million fraud scheme. But now he is a free man. His first act after his release from prison was to buy tickets to an opera at the Met. Though he remains an extremely controversial figure, it's clear that the septuagenarian will not make his billions back anytime soon.
Right. So, yeah, you brothers out there, you get the drift, man. You get the drift, man, because everything that's set up in this world is temporal right now, man, because the real rulers, the real judges are not on top right now, man, because everything is temporal for our rulership, for prophecy to be fulfilled. This is Proverbs chapter 3, verse 31. It says, envy not, all right, envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways, because a lot of Israelites, they get caught up in the old banking and stock market and all that, and you learn their tricks and you end up defrauding people and all that, and it backfires on you, man. As you see in those videos, these were once billionaires. How the hell? You see what I'm saying? Because the Lord ain't with them, man. For the froward is an abomination to the Lord, but his secret is with the righteous. And what we hold here, you understand, what we're doing is the secret of the Most High, man. And Lord willing, we are the righteous. It says the curse of the Lord is in the house of the wicked. And you should know who the house of the wicked is. That's Esau, starting over the international banking families, man. All the way down to they minions. Those people that got bankrupt and all that stuff, they were minions unto the Rothschilds and Rockefellers, man. But he blessed the habitation of the just. And we about to receive our blessings, man. You understand, our material blessings. Right now we have our spiritual blessings. Surely he scorneth the scorners, but he giveth grace unto the lowly. And the word grace means favor, man. The wise shall inherit glory, but shame shall be the promotions of fools, man. You see that, man? Shame shall be the promotion of these fools, man. And that ain't nothing compared with the Lord about to do to the international banking families, man. I just said envy not. Go back to that Proverbs. So shame about to cover these heathens, man. Let's see what else they have, man. Proverbs 23 verse 17, it says let not thy heart, which is your mind, envy sinners. Because yeah, man, we broke out here and we struggling paycheck to paycheck. Some of us able to save a little money here and there, do certain things, take, travels here and there, but we ain't no billionaires, multimillionaires, man. These mother effers, and the Lord took all that from them, man. It says, but be thou in the fear of the Lord and all day long. For surely there is an end, and thy expectation shall not be cut off. For surely is an end. Look at that, man. You understand? The Lord is taking down these heathens, man. Taking down these nations, man. Salakia. Okay. I'm gonna move on. Envy. I had some scriptures written down, but I can't find it. Envy not. All right, let's go back to this Proverbs 3 and 31. Pull some precepts on this. But you pretty much get the understanding of it, man. It says, Proverbs 37 verse 1, it says, fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity. Because why? Because everything they got, man, everything they have is from the fraud and deceit, man. From stealing from people, man, murdering people, you name it, man. Starting off Esau, how you got America, man? Through murder, man, lies and robbery. All right. What else, man? It says Proverbs 24 verse 1, it says, be not thou envious against evil men, neither desire to be with them, man. We don't, you know what I mean? Because all their riches is not real riches. For their heart studieth destruction, and their lips talk of mischief. Through wisdom is an house builded, and by understanding it is established. And by knowledge shall the chambers be filled with all precious and pleasant riches. Let me see. That's it on that, man. The point is, be not thou envious against evil men, neither desire to be with them, man, because look at their end. Look what happened to those goddamn devils, man. And that serves them right. You know what I'm saying? And that damn she-devil, man. All right, it's Proverbs 24, verse 19. It says, fret not thyself because of evil men, neither be thou envious at the wicked. All right? For there shall be no reward to the evil men. For there shall be no reward to the evil men. The candle of the wicked shall be put out, man. So let's pull that up, man. See what it says, the different translation real quick. It says, NLT, for evil people have no future. The light of the wicked will be snuffed out, man. And that's what you're witnessing. Billionaires, man, like they like to make fun of Israelites, basketball players who went broke. Look at these Edomites who billionaires, multi-millionaires, and Lord just took them out, man. Locked them up. They're broke. They're depressed. They're through, man. And Barakatah Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. That's a beautiful thing, man. Because we're up next, man. All right. So the point is, it says, envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways, man. That's the point. So giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, Lord willing, is edifying lesson unto the very elect. Shalom.